Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be doing another weekly tarot reading. I always feel really tired when I start these videos, so I hope that doesn't translate into these readings. If you've watched my past videos, you know the drill. I'm going to be doing air signs first, and I would prefer that you apply a rising sign. You can apply your sun, moon, Mars, and Venus, but I just feel like the rising sign will be the most accurate. And then I do have 7 of Wands reversed. So there's a sense of exhaustion this week. There's a sense of feeling burnt out. I also have King of Cups, which is interesting because this talks more about like diplomacy and being very emotionally responsible in a sense. But I also have 5 of Wands, so there's like some conflict, and I feel like this is mostly about, so far these 3 cards together, I'm feeling like you're caught in the middle of something in this upcoming week. I feel like maybe there's a fight or a dispute with other people or a disagreement that takes place, and I feel like, you know, because air energy in general is the kind of energy that wants to help people see differing like perspectives and wants to be like the peacekeeper or the middleman in a lot of ways, or also the devil's advocate. So I feel like this dynamic has you caught in the middle. And then also 6 of Cups is pulled, which is talking about being in touch with your inner child. You could be nostalgic, or maybe there is a family dispute this week. There's something that brings up a lot of like past nostalgia for you in a lot of ways. But I think overall that this next week you should really just be mindful of not putting your 2 cents in too much where it's not necessarily needed. Not because you shouldn't speak your truth, but I just feel like in a lot of ways it's going to be more draining for you and leave you feeling more burnt out than you need to. And also, like, in a lot of ways, not every issue or dispute that takes place is something that you need to be responsible for. And I think that in a lot of ways, wow, I've said that 5 times now. I think that air signs, not everyone's drama needs to be your own, and I feel like you have good intentions, but this is only going to leave you feeling burnt out. And I think it's going to be one of those scenarios where you help 2 friends and then for some reason they put it on you, which you've had nothing to do with. And that's just me spitballing. This is an incredibly general reading, so I don't know if this is about you being the middleman or if you're in the argument. But overall, I just feel like you need to protect your energy this week and be mindful of overly trying to be the voice of reason, because not everyone's always looking to understand your perspective. So keeping that in mind will help you move forward this week, because again, you could have a very objective understanding or perspective or point to make, but if people don't want to be objective as well, you're gonna waste your time. And I also have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic Teacher. What lessons do you need to learn this week? Also keep in mind your energy, like with protecting your energy and stuff right now, you don't always need to teach someone something, because sometimes they just don't want to learn. So you just have to do you this week. Kind of like steer clear from too many family gatherings or get-togethers, because I just feel like I don't know, it's just like the vibe with this spread is like people want to see what they want to see, and I feel like you're going to try to, out of the goodness of your heart, try to show them a different perspective. But if they don't want to see it, they'll just shut their eyes. So that's kind of the gist of this. And also, communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So I personally feel like yes, but also be mindful of who you're trying to communicate with. I think yes, communication is key, but I also feel like with this spread, I feel like not everyone deserves your communication. So how can you make sure that the energy that you're putting into situations and people is not going to leave you feeling drained or fatigued after? So yeah, this week you need to just be mindful of how you're feeling around people, because I feel like if you find yourself feeling tired or burnt out or feeling like you're about to exert a lot of energy doing the most when you don't even think you're going to benefit from it, maybe reel it in, maybe just go chill, you know, get in touch with your inner child right now. If you're home, if you're quarantined and you're home right now and you have the privilege of being home safely, then you should just, you know, watch some movies in your room, chill out if you can, do anything that can just kind of focus more on your, like, on your overall well-being versus other people, because I don't think that that's benefiting you right now. So yeah, so if that resonates with you, if you end up feeling like this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all your post notifications, because the algorithm here is weird. And I will see you in my next video. Now for earth signs, I have Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus risings. Again, I would prefer that you apply your rising. You can apply your sun, moon, Mars, and Venus, but I just feel like rising will be the most accurate. And I have, this one is reversed. I have the Chariot reversed, so you're feeling stuck and trapped at home. And that's very general. I feel like everyone relates to that card right now. But I feel like you're feeling like limited. You're feeling like confined or controlled, or there's a sense of just being limited. And then 8 of Swords, you're kind of in this headspace of talking down to yourself right now. You're being very critical of yourself. And I feel like this stems from the fact that maybe your environment just feels very, you know, you feel trapped, you feel fatigued. So you also have Justice reversed, and I feel like this is interpreted in either something around you, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like maybe you're upset about something that takes place this week that you feel was wrong, or this could mean that you're the person in the wrong right now. And I feel like maybe you're cutting corners, or you're being lazy, or you're just not being entirely truthful right now. I think with your mental state right now, I feel like this could be why you're not being 100 with yourself or with other people. But also the moon is coming into place, so I feel like you just have a lot of anxiety right now. I feel like this week is really bringing up a lot of internal conflict with yourself, and I feel like it's altering your perception of everything around you. And I think the thing to keep in mind for this upcoming week is that you need to get out of your head, because I feel like a lot of what this is telling me is that either you're not being vocal and communicative and establishing boundaries that you need with people right now, or you are just psyching yourself out and making yourself a lot more stressed than you need to. Granted, I understand mental health and not being 100 with yourself and not being able to control that, but I do think that this should be a sense of reassurance that things are not as bad as you're feeling. I think that you're just really stuck in like mindsets. I feel like you're in this weird headspace where you're like replaying things that took place several years ago that just really bothered you back then and bother you when you think about them. And I feel like that's what you're doing this week. Cards that I have for you are the Ever Unfolding Rose, Cracked Open. It's happening for you, not to you. And then a time for healing, Balsamic Moon. So I feel like, again, you need to be mindful of I feel like you need to take a deep breath in a way. Like, I feel like this week you need to remind yourself that not everything is as bad as it feels right now, or if it does feel like everything is bad right now, it's going to not feel that way forever. And I know that sounds kind of general. This is a general reading, but this is more about you needing to heal yourself right now. I feel like, I don't know if you're focusing your energy on other people this week, or you're focusing your energy on something that's out of your control, because there's a lot of feeling confined, but you can't control everything around you right now. So you need to just focus on how you can control yourself, control your moods, maybe like, I don't know, some kind of self-care right now this week, or just time for yourself, time to just do things that feel comforting to you. Eat some comfort food, like just do things that feel reassuring, because you need like a hug this week. This is a reading that tells me that you're just really not, you're not feeling okay this week. And I don't think that this is something that's permanent. I don't think that this is something that's detrimental to your relationships or your health or your overall well-being. But I do think that you need to be gentle with yourself, because I feel like you're being hard on yourself. The way that you're speaking to yourself mentally or internally, I don't know if someone around you is speaking to you this way, but if that is the case, you need to establish boundaries or find ways to just be without that person. I mean, I don't know what's going on with you this week, but you need to change your perspective in a lot of ways. Because again, like, this is a sense of things are not happening to you, things are happening for you. So like, if someone is leaving your life, let the trash take itself out, you know? Like, it's just let things fall apart so that things can fall together in a better way. And I know that sometimes that sounds really annoying, especially when you're stressed out, but that can be the most helpful way to get through something. So if this was helpful or if this resonated, please turn your post notification bell all the way on. Don't forget to subscribe, and please give me a thumbs up, and please comment below and tell me how you felt about this. Again, I know this is kind of a heavy reading for this week, Earth signs, but I think this is, in a weird way, this is telling you like things will get better. And that sounds so gimmicky and so cheesy, but I feel like that's the truth. So for fire signs, again, I would prefer that you apply your rising, but you can apply your sun, moon, Mars, or Venus. I just feel like that, I feel like the rising will be the most accurate for you. So again, fire risings, as in Aries rising, Sagittarius, or Leo risings, this reading is for you. And I have 6 of Wands, so you're feeling good about something this week. I think you're getting like recognition for something, whether that's in your home, maybe people are really appreciating you right now. I feel like there's a sense of being appreciated, and it feels good. But you also have 9 of Wands, and I feel like maybe, you're being kind of tested. I feel like when you get so much positive feedback, like maybe if it's online, I think there's always pushback to that in a way from someone. So I feel like there's a sense of still needing to get through something. I don't think you're quite there yet. I don't think you're feeling like the full weight of this success right now, because there's like something that's in the way. And I think it's really testing your boundaries and your faith and your overall mental state. And I think that it's telling you that you need to like still have that courage to push through, whether that is standing up for yourself, telling people how you feel, not allowing people to disrespect you. I just feel like whatever that is for you, you need to stand firm in your understandings of things and don't fold. Because I feel like fire signs, as much as they say we love to like fight or argue or whatever, I feel like a lot of the time they just want to please people, and they'll just say whatever to get people to, be fine with them, and that's not always the best way to go. Like right now, you need to not fold into yourself. You need to be strong with how you're feeling, and I need to be honest about it. I don't care if it hurts someone's feelings. It probably will hurt yours worse if you have to be something you're not to accommodate someone. And then I also have the Star reversed. So again, with this pushback that you're feeling, I think that it's making you really feel a sense of, I don't want to say despair because that's dramatic, but I feel like this week you're feeling a little bit discouraged. I think something positive happened and it made you really excited, and then you kind of got that like hit in the gut feeling where you're just like, oh wait, I can't be excited. And I think it's making you really sad right now. I feel like in a lot of ways you're kind of down on yourself, and instead of being vocal, you're not. And I think that it's important that you I feel like you need to get things out, because it's not healthy on you mentally and it's not healthy on you physically. And I think if you don't get things out, and I feel like if you continue to bottle things up or not address things or not live truthfully, because I feel like this spread so far is about this week you need to be very truthful about something. I feel like it's making you like not okay. And I don't know if that is mentally, I don't know if that's you getting actually physically sick because you're stressed out. I don't know what that is, but you need to, I don't know, I feel like you need to stand firm in your boundaries, and you need to stand up for yourself or get things out or just be honest, because I feel like it's very freeing and liberating for you. But you also you need to not be jaded or be callous about it. How do I say this? So Queen of Swords reverse is kind of cold, kind of brash or rude. And I feel like with the Star reversed and Nine of Wands, with all these cards, you're resentful of something this week, and instead of being honest, I think you're more likely or more wanting to be cold or be unfeeling about the situation instead of just admitting your truth, or just, I feel like you can stand your ground without having to shut down. I feel like fire signs in general, when they get discouraged, they shut down. And I think that it's important that instead of isolating yourself or being callous about something, I feel like it's important that you just communicate what you're feeling. And I don't think that it needs to be something that ends up being as dramatic as it is. I don't think that this week though, I feel like this week is challenging how you feel about yourself and how you feel about other people, but I also think that it's making you unwell. I don't think that this situation that you're in is healthy, and I feel like you need to establish your boundaries and stand your ground and be honest. I don't think you need to be rude, but I do think that you need to get something out, air something out, because holding it in is making you unwell. And I don't think that is the approach you should take with whatever it is. And I also have these cards: align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change, and North Node, step out of your comfort zone. So you have some discussions that are going to take place this week, and I don't think that this is necessarily something to be scared of. I think it's just you need to speak your truth. If it falls whatever way, let it fall whatever way, but you need to just be honest with yourself, and you need to be honest with other people. And it's not saying that you have like a secret or something. You don't have to be secretive, but you can't pretend everything's okay when it's not, because that's not going to make you feel good about yourself. And fire signs or fire chart ruler people, like, you need to be able to be good with yourself to do everything. I mean, granted, everyone needs to be good with themselves, but fire signs in general are very bold and very courageous, and that's stemming from the fact that they are 100 with themselves. So you need to make sure that is maintained throughout the week. And I think you also need to make sure that you're not settling for something. Like, what in your life needs to change? What needs to be done differently? You're allowed to want better for yourself. You're allowed to ask for better for yourself. You don't need to settle. So that is the message this week for fire signs. If you felt like that was helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. The post notification algorithm is weird, so turn your subscribe button all the way on, and comment below what you thought about it. It's okay if you hated it. I just want to hear thoughts. So yeah. For fire signs, for water signs, I would prefer you apply your rising. Water signs are, or water risings are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you have a Cancer rising, Scorpio rising, Pisces rising, this reading is for you. Granted, you can apply your Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, whatever, but I just feel like rising is the best. So I have 10 of Swords, which is talking about healing, which is talking about recovering from something that felt like a huge loss. I feel like you're going through a sense of grieving. There's this period, and I don't think this is new, so don't be scared, but I feel like this is a sense of, for a while now, you've been healing yourself, and I feel like this is a process of that. I think you're coming out on top. I think there's a sense of feeling closure, or I feel like you're still in like a healing process. But you also have Two of Wands reversed, which is talking about lack of planning and like roadblocks, and you also have the Magician reversed, which is discussing again poor planning, but also maybe deceit. In a lot of ways, this could mean you selling yourself short or not giving your full potential to things, whether that's a relationship or a family or a job. I feel like you're not giving a lot of your energy and time to people because you're not giving it to yourself right now. So I think this could be an interpretation of, manipulation. Granted, I'm not saying that you're manipulating something. I think you're going through like a weird headspace right now where you're not able to think clearly. but I don't think that you're giving things your all. And there is this Tower card, which when this pops up in any tarot reading, this means huge changes are taking place in your life. And I think a lot of the time with the Tower, it feels really scary and intense for people when they're going through it, but I think when they come out on the other side, they feel so much better in a way. And that sounds so weird because like no one wants to go through something hard. Like no one is grateful for something that's painful or hard when they're going through it, but I feel like they become better for the experiences and the growth that it forces them to go through, in a sense of how much stronger they are in a way. And I'm not saying like this for every scenario, but I do feel like this week you need to be gentle with yourself, but you also need to not sell yourself short. So if you find yourself not being able to give people your time and energy, or you're cutting corners, or you're just not being that honest or genuine because you're feeling drained or depleted, maybe it's because you need to give yourself some time and energy. Maybe you need to not sleep on yourself in a way. Like maybe you need to put some time into just sitting in bed and eating comfort food and relaxing before you can, you know, use your mental state for other things or other obligations. Now granted, I know that it's a privilege to be able to just sit in bed and do nothing, so I don't know everyone's circumstance, but I do feel like this week is about you needing to face you need to accept that you went through something difficult and you're still healing and there's still a lot of huge changes taking place, but overall you can't give anything or anyone your energy until you give it to yourself. And that's not to be mean. I just feel like until you're able to be okay with yourself, or I think you need to take a break from or stop pretending that everything around you is getting your best, because you're not even giving yourself your best. So things might be a little bit rocky because of that, but I think as long as you're admitting that and you're not pretending or avoiding facing that reality, then things will ease up in a sense, because I feel like it'll help get out a lot of what you've been ignoring or feeling in a healthy way. I also have Get Grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So again, if you have a backyard, this week is a good time to like do some reading and picnics and wine for you only. I'm not saying you can't be around people right now. I just think that sometimes it's okay to take time for yourself to recharge without anyone around. And if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do that, don't do it. I'm just thinking that this is a good time for recharging. I don't know. I know I personally need some time alone throughout the day to be okay with communication with people. I feel like I get drained easily if I don't do that. So I'm just speaking for myself. But then I also have Mutual Moon, nothing is yet in stone. And set in stone. And I feel like that is so true for this reading, because again, like you're still going through a huge change in your life. You're healing from something. And I think you just need to not be so hard on yourself, but you also need to not be hard on other people, because I feel like you need to be more accepting of taking your time. I think maybe you're trying to rush or get some kind of closure instantly, or try to get back to your old self instantly. And I don't think this is about getting back to anything as much as it is about doing things better in the future. So yeah, overall that completes this video and this reading for water signs. So water signs, if you like that, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on all of your post notification bells, because the algorithm is weird. And comment below, tell me what your thoughts are, your feelings about this, and yeah, I will see you in my next video.